Every year, thousands of Minnesota teens work part-time during the school year and full-time during the summer. Early work experiences can be rewarding for young workers, providing great opportunities to learn important job skills. The Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry is here to help. Parents and business owners often hear about labor laws from relatives, friends, or other workers' experiences that are not actual statutes and rules. This video reviews rights and responsibilities while working and health and safety on the job. Before we talk about those important issues, let's first talk about where teens work. Typically, teens are employed in restaurants, parks and recreation, amusement parks, or federal or state youth employment programs. When starting a job, your boss is required to give you what's called an employee notice. This notice will tell you how much you will be paid, when the regular payday will be, how much paid time off your employer offers, and other important information. Make sure to spend time reviewing your notice and find a safe place to store a copy of it. Because so many teens work in lower pay service industries, knowing what the minimum wage is and how it works is important. Minnesota has two minimum wages. One covers workers 18 and older who work for large businesses. The other is for workers 18 and older who work for small businesses and for those workers 17 and younger. It's important to know that the cities of St. Paul and Minneapolis have their own minimum wage rates that are higher than the statewide rate. Your boss must pay at least the minimum wage where the work is completed. Like employees of any age, youth workers are not always paid for all the hours they have worked. The Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry helps workers of all ages who haven't been paid all the wages they're owed and face other forms of what's called wage theft. There are both state and federal laws that restrict the number of hours youth can work and prohibit certain hazardous work activities. These laws ensure teens can prioritize school and prevent injuries as they integrate into the world of work. In Minnesota, the minimum age for most employment is 14. There are some exceptions that allow minors under 14 to work, including newspaper carriers, actors, babysitters, models, agricultural field workers, or youth sports officials. Fact: teens working late at night is the most common complaint state investigators hear each year. Workers aged 15 or younger may not work before 7 a.m. or after 9 p.m., more than 8 hours a day, except in agriculture, more than 40 hours a week, except in agriculture, or on school days during school hours without permission from a school district superintendent. During the school year, large employers or businesses making more than $500,000 each year are prohibited from letting minors 15 and under work later than 7 p.m., work more than 3 hours a day, or work more than 18 hours a week. Small employers or businesses making less than $500,000 annually may allow minors 15 and under to work until 9 p.m. High school students aged 16 and 17 may not work after 11 p.m. on a school night or before 5 a.m. on a school day. There are both federal and Minnesota laws that restrict minors from working in certain hazardous jobs or conditions. For example, those under 18 may not work on construction sites. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, ensures safe and healthy working conditions for workers by setting and enforcing laws and providing assistance, training, and education. The Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry enforces these laws and helps employers who want to learn how to improve safety and health at their work sites. Young workers are some of the most vulnerable to workplace injuries and illnesses. Some of these include fire or burn injuries and injuries related to vehicle and equipment operation. Common causes of these injuries include lack of adequate equipment, training, and established work safety policies. Employers should promote workplace safety and health, as well as worker rights and responsibilities to teens entering or returning to the workforce. Employees have a right to request a safety or health inspection and the right to refuse to work under conditions if they believe there are present and immediate dangers of serious physical harm or death. Employees can file a complaint about workplace safety and health hazards through the Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry. More information can be found on the department's website. In the event of a work-related injury or illness, you are entitled to workers' compensation. Your employer is required to carry workers' compensation insurance coverage for its employees. If you're injured on the job, tell your employer immediately and seek medical attention if needed. The Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry wants to help you have a safe and rewarding work experience. If you have questions, contact us online or by phone.